Isbell from Isbell Interiors. Well, for me personally, it's an honor. I'm new to the scene here, and to be here and to be welcomed and to be part of this is it's a huge honor for me. And it's a big design event for California in general, and I think that it's a time for designers to come together. It's a time for, to celebrate creativity, or hopefully it's to celebrate creativity and maybe a little networking and all of that. But it's a good event, I think, and I'm excited. I'm very excited to be here and honored. I selected Albert Hadley, the famous Albert Hadley of Parish Hadley. For me, there is no other. Right? He is sort of the dean of good old-fashioned decorating, and he mixed high and low, and he liked modern art, but he would put it with Chippendale furniture, and he just had a fearless approach to design. So I chose him. He just had an innate sensibility and taste that I think resonated with a lot of people. He comes from what I call the golden age of decoration, back when anyone with an Instagram account could call themselves a designer, right? So he's back in that sort of golden age. And he had a great background in his education and his ability to hand draw, and for me, I just think he's one of the best. First of all, I have a 5x8 window. There's no way I could recreate an Albert Hadley room in 40 square feet, right? So this to me is an homage to him. It is more editorial. It is, it's basically just, it's autobiographical. Everything in my window either relates back to me or back to him in some way, right? So I took his love of drawing. I still hand draw everything. Gracie paper is all hand drawn. So this connection is the creativity, and it is the process and the genesis of creation. So my window is just sort of encapsulating that moment of creation, really. Not in the biblical sense, right? Although it could be, right? If you know anything about Albert Hadley, you know. He famously quoted as saying, "Red is a neutral." So there's red strewn throughout. His drawings are on the wall, and I made, 650 or so copies of his drawings, which I then crumpled and put in the window. When a venerable company like Gracie asks you to do your window, of course you just litter it, right? That's the best answer to, just fill it with garbage and see what happens. So I'm honoring him in a lot of ways. His bulletin board, which he's very famous for and has a book actually dedicated to his drawings and his bulletin boards, I recreated that. That one's a little bit more autobiographical for me. And his books are there, and magazines in which he's been published in are in the window, and fabric houses that he loved and championed are in the window. So everything looks random, but everything there has been thought out, and there is a connection back to either him or me or both. Even like minutes up to, walking in here, I'm still like, oh, is it okay? Do I need more crumpled paper? Is it and I'm curating it down to, so I think that's a natural creative sort of insecurity that most people have. I was very conscious that this needed to make a statement overall, right? There's a lemon yellow paper in the window for a reason, right? So that it catches your eye. It is something that you will see from the street, and hopefully you'll stop, and then once you stop, you will see all of those details and all of the love and all of the thought that was really put into this, right? So it's a little bit of both, but I was definitely very conscious that it needed to make a statement, right? You got 1 second to make that first impression, and hopefully I did that. I specified mainly Gracie, right? Help from Vandenacker, which is a showroom, and Fabric Houses such as Schumacher lent me rolls of fabric just to stick in the window. But for the most part, it's Gracie and it's me and maybe Kinko's, right? For 650 copies of, right? But for the most part, it's Gracie, me, and some help from my supporters. Right?